Chapter 4, we look at an important skill in parenting and interpersonal relationships. Listening. Listening to your child. We want to change from reacting to reporting. The second beatitude is, blessed are they who mourn, for they will be comforted. When somebody does us harm, we mourn that they're doing more harm to themselves than they are to us. We don't have to take it in. They have to live with it. They thought it, they said it, they did it. But we don't have to take it in. Pope Leo the Great said, the second beatitude is all about mourning sin, but the sin of the other person. Mourn what the other person is doing to themselves rather than you. Think for a moment. Focus. Jesus is the model. Jesus is always calm. No matter what they say to him, he's calm. He doesn't react. Whenever you have a misbehavior with a child, start by identifying the feeling. Start with the feeling first. Identify it and report it to them. I can see you're upset, and I understand. Let's talk about it. This mom is looking at her child and obviously saying something about, it looks like you're feeling good about what you did. I've been a trainer for 50 years. And this is one of the most difficult skills to learn because you have to reprogram your mind to respond in a different way. When we react with a stress response, fear and anger, we're reacting with the feelings that are located in the limbic system, which sit at the base of the neck, right above the nervous system. Fear immediately triggers flight. Fight immediately triggers, or anger triggers fight. What we want to do is change that to the neocortex, the non-emotional part of our brain. So the first thing is to analyze what you're feeling. Look at that child. What's she feeling? She's feeling joy. Look at mom. Hey, she's feeling good too. When you talk to your child, especially about misbehavior, start by recognizing through reflective listening what the child is feeling. Again, here's the skill. Analyze the feeling of the person coming at you. Report it back to them and decide action. Let me give you an example. We have a meeting at 10 o'clock and you're late for the meeting. 10 minutes late. I'm going to express my feelings. I'm feeling disappointed because you're 10 minutes late. I'm anxious about how you feel about our relationship. And ask for input. Again, analyze the feeling. Talk to your child. I can see you're upset with me, and I understand. Let's talk about it. You seem disappointed. I guess I would be too. What can we do differently next time? You've got examples in the booklet. Practice this. Practice, practice, practice. Somebody asked the New York policeman how to get to Carnegie Hall, and the policeman responded, practice, practice, practice. This can change the way you deal with the world. And it really is the way that Jesus dealt with the world. If I were to train Jesus in this, analyze feeling, I see your concern, and I understand, what do you want from me? What do you want from me is his most common response to people in the Gospels. But he, of course, shortcuts it. He's learned it. His subconscious mind already just responds with the action term. What do you want from me? For the I message, this is when you have a concern. I remember when Matthew was about 5 years old, my grandson, and I noticed that his room was kind of a mess, and his Aunt Debbie was coming over. And I said to Matthew, you know, Aunt Debbie's coming over, and you know that she's kind of a fuss budget. I noticed your bedroom. I was concerned that she may pick on you, and I wouldn't want that. The next day, 5-year-old Matthew came to me and he says, Grandpa, I have a concern. Children pick up the skills almost instantly. They are the fastest learners on earth. And as I'm talking about these skills, I'm thinking about the experiences I had as I practiced on the children. They learned it so quickly, they began practicing on me. I've had many a program of parents in this course who said, I can't believe how fast the children are getting it. They're learning it faster than I am. I've done the same thing in business with supervisors. One plant manager said, our lead men are going to be supervisors. Why don't you put them through the same course? And they're about 3 sessions behind the supervisors. So I did. I put the lead men through the course, state behavior, what you feel, why you feel. Remember, this does not create defensiveness. The lead men saw that immediately. They wouldn't offend the supervisor by using these skills. The end result was that the lead men trained the supervisor. State the behavior objectively, how you feel about it, and why you feel that way. As a result of this approach, using the I messages, identifying the behavior, how you feel, and why you feel that way, the next step is, how do you feel? So I agree. I'll make sure that I won't be late for another meeting to get compliance. As a matter of fact, in my experience, about 80% of the time, that's what you get. Or he says, well, you know, the traffic was bad. I had no idea it would be that bad. There must have been an accident. So there was an accident. What could you have done? Well, I could have called ahead and told you about it. I appreciate that. Why don't we both do that? Whenever we have a problem making the appointment, we'll call the other person and let them know what the trouble is. Or apply consequences. Well, you're just going to have to learn to live with it. You know, I'm not going to be rigid on the time. Okay. So you're saying you won't be rigid on making our meetings on time. Well, I hear what you're saying. I do have to share with you that it's going to affect our relationship. Consequences will be the discipline that changes behavior that we'll talk about in the next chapters, 5 and 6.